Hey everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm from 107.5 WBLS and we are wide open and you always have a seat at the table. Coming up on today's show, we'll speak to a songwriter, performing artist, and the founder of a brand, an online platform that is multi-purposed and highlights the tools and skills for creatives to inspire and empower others too. And after that, we'll check in with the founder of a club that is inspiring others to show compassion and kindness for others. Then we'll get plugged into everything that a saxophonist and master jazz musician is doing, from the release of his latest album and so much more. And finally, we'll be joined by a one-of-a-kind talent who will be putting on an unforgettable two-night performance in Manhattan. That won't set you back. As a matter of fact, you don't want to miss it, all right? You can kick off the shoes and relax your feet because we're wide open. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Here we go. Hey, how are you? I'm the host of Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching a live interactive program that brings the Bronx to New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is the founder of the multi-purpose Platinum 365 Brand LLC. As she joins us to highlight the work that she is doing to elevate her brand, promote her album release, and to speak about how she is inspiring and empowering others too. So please welcome to the show, Lady Najm. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Peace, peace. Thank you. Hi,
Look
Dr.
at you.
Bob.
How are you? How you feeling?
All is well. It's great to see you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, first time on the show, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. What are we wearing here? Give us a little description.
I'm guessing you're talking about up top. Today, this is a gold-plated copper pyramid. And I wear it for spiritual enhancement, to enhance my aura, and to ultimately help me stay centered, which it does very well.
All right. It deals with the chakras and all of that?
Yes, sir. Just enhancing one's aura. We all have a natural aura about us.
Yeah.
I'm working with what God gave me.
There you go. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I am originally from the Bronx, New York,
Uh-huh.
and I grew up mostly in Long Island, New York. And, most of my lifetime has revolved around creating. I love to create. I've been writing stories, short stories, poetry, and ultimately songs. I've been writing songs since childhood. Again, starting out at about 7 years old, just kind of testing the
Uh-huh.
waters. But I have successfully written and published independently a few independent projects. Most recently released was the Pretty Much EP. And what's coming next is the In Her G album, which I'm really excited to share with the world.
Yeah, you got to send us some copies so we can know what's up. Yeah.
Definitely.
What platform are we using? Are you putting it on a 45, a 12-inch, or you're putting it on a...
Actually, I've decided to go.
I'm only messing with you. But if I can put it on my turntable, I would love that too.
I will make sure that I create that option for you. I would love that. That's a big deal.
Yeah. But of course, it's MP3, and you're going to send us a copy, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you have 3 of them out now?
So, actually, to keep it as simple as possible, I am multi-talented and I really like to utilize the gifts that I've been given. So
Yeah.
currently I am preparing to release an album called In Her G. I do have music available on popular platforms like Spotify, SoundCloud, under the name, my pseudonym, Lady Najm. That's LadyNajm when people want to find me. There is music there that they can check out and get familiar with what I do, and give me room to grow because I'm still evolving, which is what I am flexing in this next album that I'm really excited about.
I know that's right. Beautiful.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
excited with you too.
Thank you.
What are some of the things that inspired you, and what inspired you to create 365, the 365 brand?
Great question. Thank you for asking. Well, I get a lot of inspiration from the youth in my world, to be honest with you. Adults are not as inspiring sometimes as I'd like them to be.
Yeah.
And because children still have the freedom to enjoy having an imagination, to enjoy kind of saying what they want unfiltered, and still having the ability to absorb information, especially, positive information that they can use in their future. I get a lot of inspiration from them.
Yeah.
Particularly my nieces. I have several nieces, and all of them are different beings that I get to enjoy everything from being creative with to actually producing products. Two of my nieces are mentees for my 365 business, and they help me create, design, and produce products that are available on my online mall, Black Girl Magic store.
And they help you keep up with the lingo and everything of the youth, right?
They do. They do. It's definitely a mutually beneficial experience, learning and growing with them, as well as teaching. We're teaching each other. And as long as I remain receptive to what they have to offer and don't discount their youth, I get a lot out of it.
I want to flip these, what we just showed while we were talking, and I want you to just talk briefly about it. Tell me what this right here is about.
So this is a representation of some of the products in the Black History Month collection that is available on my online mall platform, which is blackgirlstore.com. On the online mall platform, it is an online mall. I describe it as such because we offer a plethora of products for the whole family, from head of household down to infant. We even have some accessories for pets, because to some people, pets are family.
That's right.
The thing that sets my brand, 365 brand, and the Black Girl Magic Store apart from other options that you all have is that our theme and focus is on empowerment. So all of our designs, all of our pieces and products available, whether home goods or apparel, are designed and created to inspire and empower both the person who's wearing it and the person who's witnessing what's being worn, because we affect people when they see us just as much as we are affected by what we take in.
And it's all about healing too. Let's go back to this healing picture. Is that a picture of you?
It is a picture of me.
There's one that says healing, but you can explain this one first.
Sure. That was the cover of the previous was the cover of the single Black Girl, We Love You Black Man, which was produced by Don Lamar. Shout out to him. And again, everything that I have been focused on creatively has been to inspire and encourage others. We are all going through something or coming out of something. And that's where healing and the focus of healing through my works comes from. So that is crossing over into music, which you see here. I'm looking to empower and inspire the Black man who often seems to be forgotten or underappreciated. And I'd like to be a part of changing that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm plugged into what you're wearing, to the apparatus here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's great.
Does it work that way also? Not only benefits you, but the people that you're talking to and everybody watching you?
Yes, sir, because I am ultimately just a vessel. I'm doing my best to be a vessel for good things and good information. And if I can maintain good and speak good and share good, then hopefully anyone that comes into contact with my vibration is experiencing something good from that exchange.
Do you see yourself as a conduit of what's happening in the universe, and you're spreading that love?
I do. In a sense, I do. I think mostly I see myself with an opportunity to be a part of the solutions that I think are necessary for the greater good of mankind. I want to leave something great for the younger generations in my family. As I said, I'm very connected to the youth as well as outside of my family. And I think that what we're doing today impacts tomorrow. And I move accordingly.
Excellent, excellent. I love what you're doing. I feel what you're doing too. Tell us what's next for you.
Well, 365 Brand LLC, it represents the 365 days of the year. And what that really represents for me to you all is that whatever it is that we're passionate about, whatever it is that we love or that helps us heal, to be willing to share 365. And that doesn't always have to mean in some type of monetary exchange,
Yeah.
but willing to share what good you can. Sometimes it's just a positive word. Sometimes it's just a positive gesture, like a smile in a cold environment. So what's next for me is to keep in the alignment that I've been on, and to just make the information, the products that I have, the inspirational apparel, the books, to make that more known and create more exposure for it so that these resources can become available to the masses, because I've created a platform in order for that to happen.
Beautiful. And maybe you can extend the branding just a little bit. 365 plus 366. Leaping into 366. I don't know. I mean, we can spin it in different ways, and you can market that every 4 years, just like that. I'm just saying, I'm just a part of the process. I'm feeling where you're coming from. But tell me a little bit about your album.
Yes, thank you. So the album, In Her G, kind of a play on words, and at the same time, In Her G for me means that I am in my goddess mode. At times, it could also mean that I am in a bit of my goon mode. There's a time and a place for everything. I come from a very diverse background.
Yeah.
Again, starting out in the Bronx and then being raised in the Hamptons and going to school in Long Island. I've had the best of both worlds, which allows me a different perspective that I can offer in different situations that everyone can't appeal to or can't express. So In Her G is a musical composition that expresses my desire to uplift, to celebrate, to enjoy, appreciate, and also to process things that have been trauma for us as a people or us as a nation, and drama for us as a people and us as a nation. I'd like us to come up out and come up a little higher and just really enjoy life as opposed to surviving it. And in order to do that, we need tools. So ultimately, again, everything that I do is my heart's desire to be a part of the solution that we truly need.
And Her G, use your tools, girl.
Correct.
All right. Thank you so much. Give me a website and maybe social media where we can follow you and get connected to what you're doing.
For sure. I would love your support, whether with the movement or by purchase, whichever suits you. Do tell a friend to tell a friend. The online mall is blackgirlmagicstore.com. Again, www.blackgirlmagicstore.com. There is no awkward spelling. Everything is in its original form, blackgirlmagicstore.com. And you can find me across all social media platforms as The Real Najm. Regular spelling, THEREAL, N like Nathan, A, J like Jack, M like Matthew, The Real Najm, at The Real Najm on social media. I look forward to seeing you guys, and I appreciate your support. Dr. Bob, much love and respect. Thank you so much.
Love back to you, too. It's a circle of love. Boom, right back around to you. All right. Lady Najm, founder, 365 Brand LLC. Thank you for joining us, and make sure you come back and share some more, okay? Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Love you too.
Take care, guys.
All right. We'll take a quick break. I've got a whole lot more. We're going to sit back, kick off our shoes, and continue to relax our feet like this.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Kat from the Kitty Rose Lifestyle, Also from The Next Chapter, where we discuss shades of gray every week right here at BronxNet, Saturdays at 11 p.m. Wow, 30 years. 30 years of BronxNet public access television. I'm a girl from Brooklyn and came to the Bronx 25 years ago, started my journey on BronxNet on public access television in 2016, and BronxNet is where I got my start. BronxNet, I feel like, is a home away from home. They support all of my endeavors, and I wouldn't have been able to be on any of the other channels if it wasn't for the fundamentals that I learned right here at my start here at BronxNet. So I am so appreciative. My son says I should stop telling people I'm from Brooklyn because I've been here now, Bronx Strong, for 22 years. So I'm so grateful, and I wish you much success in 30 years, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 more, because public access is necessary so that people like myself can have a voice. Yes, BronxNet. It's your girl Kat from Kitty Rose. Check me out every Saturday at 11 p.m. right here, Channel 68, The Next Chapter, where we discuss shades of gray. Mwah.
I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome back, and you're watching Open. Thanks for chilling, hanging out with us. Our next guest is a retired teacher carrying 50 years of experience between James Adams High School and James Monroe High School, and he is the founder of the Kindness Club at the Cathay House, a senior living facility in the Bronx. And he joins us to speak about what inspired him to start his Kindness Club, to highlight some of the activities that the club is involved with. So please welcome to the show, Tom Porton. Tom, welcome.
Good morning, Bob. How are you?
How are you? I want to see your movement.
Yeah,
I'm only
well,
messing with you. I know we got a picture of you there. Listen, Tom,
I know.
You've been in the education business for some time now. Tell us a little bit how it all started for you, and give us a little overview of you, about you.
Well, actually, I studied education at NYU at the Heights, and during that time, when I was a sophomore, I went to see Sidney Poitier in To Sir With Love.
Oh, wow.
And I think that was a momentous moment in my education career, because I decided after seeing that movie that that was the type of teacher I wanted to be.
Yeah.
A teacher who brought the class into the community and the community into the classroom.
Yeah.
So when I eventually started teaching in 1969 at James Monroe High School, I basically did as many community outreach programs as I could do. I did shows, I did street fairs, food festivals, concerts, all kinds of clubs. In those days, they also appointed me as something called the coordinator of student activities, which was a field, which was a job that had been created to be the ombudsman to stop racial tensions in the schools. So I started doing that in my school.
Now, was this in the 80s and 90s also?
Oh, well, I'm going to get to that.
No, because
That
I used to
takes
come
me-
around and
yeah.
visit the schools with
Right.
a WBLS radio station van.
And I remember that.
You
I
remember that? That's
I'm-
why I'm saying it, because I remember I used to pull
course.
up there and it was dark outside. I would get there so
There you
early,
go.
and I would wait
That's
until
right.
everybody came to school. Yeah.
believe
well,
me,
you know
you-
what? I remember you. Wow.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad, because I remember you too, and I remember when you came to our school.
Yeah. Wow. I put you guys on the radio. I think we did it from a telephone booth, or maybe from
Could be.
Yeah.
The good old days, the telephone booths.
Yeah, I know. We used to carry a bag of quarters, put the money
There you go.
in a telephone booth, but sometimes the operator would come in and become a part of the broadcast.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
Yeah.
But
So,
in any case, that took us basically to the early 90s.
yeah.
And then in the early 90s, my career took a somewhat of a turn, because I created something called Bronx Youth Creating Compassion, which would become the longest running student-run HIV program in the country.
Excellent.
It started out with students teaching other students in the classroom about safer behaviors. It then moved into the students creating things called friendship grams, which are letters to hospitalized AIDS patients, and baskets of love, which were toiletries for those patients.
Yeah.
Then we saw that it wasn't enough, so I piled a group of my students into my van, and we used to set up on street corners around the city doing what was called the AIDS van. And we brought with us a costumed character called Captain Condom, who would attract people over to the displays, and we would teach young people and adults about safer behaviors.
They said, what is going
And-
on the corner out here? And until they got to
Right.
where you were, then you would explain everything that was happening
That's
around
right.
them. Yeah.
And these
But it was a
students
great
who were
attention
involved-
getter, that's for sure.
It really was,
Yeah.
and I have no doubts whatsoever that we were saving lives by doing it.
Yes, yes. That's important.
Because many of those students who did this also went into healthcare fields, became doctors and nurses and researchers, so that what they learned in high school took them through the rest of their lives.
Excellent. Tom, do they come back and visit you and let you know what they're into now?
I have thousands of friends on Facebook, most of whom were my former students.
Excellent.
And the reality is that a number of those students got national and local awards. One of them was invited by Hillary Clinton to the White House when she was in the White House.
Yeah.
And I myself was proud to be inducted into the National Teachers Hall of Fame in 1995. I
Congratulations.
actually was the first New York City teacher ever inducted.
Wow.
So that was an honor.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. We congratulate you and thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and all that you continue to do, you know.
Well, I retired in 2016, but then in March 2021, I had open heart surgery.
Yeah.
And after coming out of a 1-month coma after that operation and being wheelchair bound, I spent 2 years in rehab. And this past March, I moved to this senior living facility called Cathay House.
Yeah.
And within a month of moving in, I created this kindness club, which I found as a means of teaching the residents there, the senior residents, how to get along better with their neighbors while navigating their own challenges about getting older, both physically and emotionally.
Well, you don't only continue to spread the love this way, but all the seeds that you planted in the early days in the high school, you know, I'm sure the word has spread across to other high schools and still continues to this day, because those kids that you spoke to, those students went off to work in other places, like in, like you mentioned before, like in hospitals, and that work that the seed that you planted, the work that you started at the beginning still evolves today because of
that
what
is my
you've done.
legacy. That's my legacy.
Yes. And now you're working at Cathay House, right?
Right.
And you're doing some wonderful things over there too. So hey, it doesn't stop. It doesn't. Your legacy is wide. You know, you're going to be remembered for a lot of the things that you have done and continue to do today. And what is this picture here? You're sitting with a group of youngsters.
Okay, this is a picture. We brought a group of third graders from PS 340 to Cathay House to interact with the senior citizens.
Oh, the holiday gathering, right? Yeah.
So a holiday gathering. So there you see them singing together, holiday carols, and they played games and had a lot of fun. There's another picture of the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And those same children are coming back next week for a combination Valentine Easter party, because the Valentine party we had scheduled got canceled because of the snow a couple of weeks ago.
How important is that?
And there I am as Santa Claus.
Yeah, how important is that kindness club that you put together just to keep people in love and in this circle of love that you brought to the Kate House?
Well, you know, I turn on the news every day, and I'm somewhat depressed when I watch the news and see how many instances there are where kindness could have alleviated a situation or a tragedy in some cases. So to do it on this level with the seniors, to bring in the children and have they share in it, I think the message of kindness is certainly something we need nowadays, without doubt.
And I'm sure you were on before and you spoke to Gary Axelbank about it, and he knows about, a lot of us here know about the great work that you continue to do in our community, and we thank and praise you for that.
Gary is a friend of mine for over 45 years, I think it is now.
Yeah. Well, two great people together, you and Gary. What?
Yes. We're an unstoppable team, the dynamic duo.
That's right. And we're all doing it together now. It's a circle of love, moving together in the same direction for a common cause, and we thank you for it.
You bet. You bet.
Where can we go to find more about what you're doing? And do you have anything coming up that we should know about, that we can go out and cover?
Yeah, actually, one of my former students, her name is Tiffany Tizell. She performed a concert here a couple of weeks ago, and she's coming back on April 3rd. She's a fabulous R&B singer. And we also have a group called Sing With Sound, who are a R&B dance group who are going to get the seniors up and dancing. And they were set up through Gary as well. They're coming on March 12th. So those are things that are upcoming. I also have another school I'm trying to bring over to do an intergenerational planting project in our garden here. So we'll see if that happens.
That interaction is important also. The young learning from the elderly, and the elderly learning
Without
from the
doubt.
young. Yeah.
You know, my only problem with this is I've been basically funding this all myself, and unfortunately most of my income now is going for my health concerns because I have a full-time aide who helps me and everything.
Can money be sent to the Kate House for this project?
Well, the thing is that a group of my former students did set up a GoFundMe on Facebook, which is aimed at helping me continue doing the good works that I've been doing. And that can be found on Thomas Porton, my page on Facebook.
We'll see if our producers can post that up there too.
And
Facebook
also anybody else.
Tom.Porton. At Tom.Porton, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess it would work. And also my BronxTom@AOL.com. Anybody who wants to know more directly from me can contact me. I'm basically a grassroots movement working here with the seniors, and we're trying to do good works, but it's difficult.
Well, Tom, we love you. Continue, don't stop. Continue to get that circle of love out there and that circle of kindness. We like what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for having me.
I'll tell Gary that we spoke and that you're a good guy.
Good. Thanks a lot.
He already knows.
I know.
All right.
He's a good guy, too.
And
you're a good guy.
Well, thank you. All right. We're part of the Good Guys Club. Yeah. All right.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Tom Porton, founder, Kindness Club. Thank you so much, Tom. All right. We'll take a quick break right here. I've got more coming up next on Open. Sit back. Here we go. Kick off your shoes and do what you like. Don't hurt nobody.
We can't get anything done in this world that's so interdependent without communication. And certainly community-based media is really the core of that.
You guys do a great service to the city of New York, to the communities within that city, and really for the entire state of New York, telling the residents firsthand what's happening out there. It's very important that we keep your facility going for as long as possible.
We talk about the Bronx. We talk about it being a borough of opportunities, a global destination. We want to make sure that we create access and opportunity for future generations, creating local jobs, stimulating our economy, giving young people opportunities like internships that will not lead to jobs, but will lead to careers.
There you go. Welcome back. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You're watching Open. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Our next guest is a master of multi-genres hailing from New Orleans. Watch out. Here we go. He's known as Big Chief, and he joins us to speak about the release of his Quantum Jazz album and to highlight how he's having an impact on the future of jazz. He's here to tell you why. Please welcome to the show, Donald Harrison. Donald, I have some Harrisons in my family in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. We're probably cousins.
That would be wonderful because I'm a big fan. Great job.
Cuz, tell us how it all started for you. Where did it come from? I know you're deeply involved in this jazz genre.
Yeah, I'm a jazz artist. In New Orleans, jazz is the cultural music of our town.
Yeah.
So I grew up doing what they call second line music as a dancer, hanging out, and also the cultural music of New Orleans that comes out of Congo Square, which is a place where, in America, where people of African descent were allowed to practice their culture from their homelands. So we developed tribal groups, and I am now the big chief of Congo Square and continue the ancient tribal traditions from Africa and New Orleans. That informed the music that we call jazz today.
Yeah.
So now I'm a jazz artist, and I feel like I'm the full 360 circle of the music from New Orleans to the modern day jazz music.
Yeah, wow. This is great. How far back can you remember, or if you can go back in the history books and give us a little touch of this history, because it's very, very important. It helps people to understand where they are, know where they've been in order to help them get where they're going, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you touched upon the right idea. When you have an understanding of where you came from,
yeah,
you know, and you can proceed from that way of thinking. Early jazz artists like Sidney Bechet, they talked about the connection from Congo Square back to Africa to their ancestors.
Ah, yeah.
So that was part of the initial idea of jazz. But coming from New Orleans, I read something that Charlie Parker said, which was, if you don't live it, it won't come out of your horn. So I realized if I played with every era of jazz artists, that I would have the whole idea of what our music was. So I went on a journey to play with musicians who were playing jazz in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and up until today. I got a chance to play with people like Art Blakey, Miles Davis, Lena Horne. I took Johnny Hodges' place in the Dukesman. I took Cannonball Adderley's place with his brother. I took Eric Dolphy's place with his group. I played with Miles Davis's rhythm sections from both of his great bands. I played with John Coltrane's rhythm section, McCoy Tyner and Elvin Jones.
Yeah.
But basically, I went on. I played with beboppers for 15 years. So I went on a journey to learn all of this music.
Yeah.
And then I went.
Hey, Donald, just put your hand out here like this. Let me just touch your hand here. There you go. Wait, there you go. Put it over here. The other way. There you go. You've been around. You've been with some of the greatest people who performed in the jazz world. But now you're being honored for that, right? Give us some information on this, the honoree stuff and all of the things that you've been into. People are recognizing you in another way right about now.
Yeah, a lot of things. Well, it really started, I think, with me using all the information that I gathered from all those great gentlemen and ladies to help young people. I had created something called Nouveau Swing, which merged the whole history of jazz with the modern music, dance music, funk and hip hop and soul music, called Nouveau Swing. So the young people who are around me, like a guy named Jonathan Baptiste, a rapper named Notorious B.I.G., a young jazz trumpeter named Christian Scott, all of these young musicians were picking up on what I was talking about. So then the Notorious B.I.G. becomes the king of East Coast rap.
Yeah.
Jonathan Baptiste wins, and even a bassist, Esperanza Spalding, all these young people.
Yeah.
And they began to tell people about the fact that what they were doing, they learned from me. So then people started focusing on me, and HBO did a TV show and had 2 characters to portray the music that I came up with. And people began to...
That's the Nouveau Swing.
Yeah, Nouveau Swing, yeah. Nouveau Swing is a style of music.
Yeah.
That puts Duke Ellington together with the Notorious B.I.G., so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's a hybrid style of music. But the young people picked up on it, and they're getting a lot of accolades from their experiments with that concept.
Yeah. But then they give you a title in the jazz genre. You mentioned it before off mic.
Oh yeah, there's like 150 NEA jazz masters, which the United States government says are the people who are moving music forward in the jazz context. And fortunately, chose me to be one of those.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to have that as part of your lineage and help to people see what you're doing and spread the gospel of the music, which is my main goal. Right now, I'm working on a new concept that's moving past Nouveau Swing. It's called Omniverse Music, Multi-Genre Circles. And that's where we take one song and we play it in multiple genres. I have a project called The Magic Touch. That's 9 different genres. We have a soul version, a trap hip hop version, a reggae version, New Orleans second line version, a salsa version, a blues version, a bossa nova version, a bebop version, and of course a Nouveau Swing version, which mixes all the other 8 genres into a jazz context.
And that's all in what we just saw there. Is that the album cover that we just showed? Go back to that real quick, guys. This is the album cover here?
That's it.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that for me, it helps to bring people together Because if you like trap hip hop, the new hip hop for the kids,
Yeah.
then and you listen to it, you're going to get all of these other genres of music that you might not listen to. If you're a bebopper and you like the bebop version, then you get to hear what the young people are into: reggae, the blues, salsa. So it's a way to bring people together, and also a way to stop what I call the polarization of our music.
Yeah.
That we can come together as people.
Beautiful. Did the top of the album, did it say NEA Jazz Master?
It might say it, yeah.
Yeah. I thought I saw that NEA Jazz Master. And that's
Yeah.
still, it stands
Go
for.
ahead. Oh, National Endowment for the Arts.
Yeah, there it is. NEA. Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Great. And people can pick this up in the
They can
record
pick it-
stores or online.
Yeah, mostly online for that one. Then we have this new one, another one called The Art of Passion, which is it's only 3 genres of the same song,
Beautiful.
but they're mirror each other. One is like a kind of romantic trap hip hop sound, the new hip hop or drill hip hop, and another one is a hard swinging like John Coltrane.
Yeah.
But the third one mixes the jazz and the hip hop together to form a nouveau swing style.
That's this one right here. Congo Square Suite.
Congo Square Suite is my work in orchestral music. It has the orchestra is the Moscow Symphony Orchestra.
Wow.
But the three genres on this one is the first one is a New Orleans what I call Afro New Orleans chant, where I'm singing the lead with percussion. The second movement uses my experiences becoming the big chief of Congo Square and sets them into an orchestral setting that you can that's classical, but you can feel an inference of New Orleans music in it.
Yeah.
The third of this suite is my jazz quartet and the Moscow Symphony Orchestra playing jazz from the template of Congo Square. So it's a very interesting record. It'll take you on a journey.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I gotta put this together and put this on my turntables.
We gotta get it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love this. And what's this one right here?
Oh, that's this one hasn't been released yet, but
That's coming up.
Called the Eclectic. We did this a long time ago, and I think I was so far ahead of my time that
Yeah.
the labels didn't understand. But that's one of the first recordings where you have all of these different genres on the same recording. So we did that at least a decade ago. That was recorded, but it's never been out.
Yeah, and there was a lot of art involved in a lot of the things, not only the art music-wise, but people really gravitated toward these albums because of the artwork on the covers also. And then you open it up and it has all of that information on the inside. I'm talking about the albums that came out like back in the day. And I like what you're doing. The artwork on your layest releases or what you're putting out now is like in line with a lot of that.
Yeah, the guy who did that, his name is Paul Deo, and he's a very interesting artist. He has murals in Harlem. He has murals all over the world. He's into interactive art. He has all of these icons on a mural in Harlem, and if you use your phone, they'll give you the history of people like Sojourner Truth, Martin Luther King, a great artist, musical artist, and we also have the first moving art cover for digital that he did for me with the eclectic recording that you just showed.
Beautiful.
So I didn't put the music out, but I put the recording up, and it was moving, morphing.
Yeah.
So it got like 1 million hits by itself.
Well,
nobody even heard the music.
Well,
just
that's
the
right.
artwork.
We love what you're doing. We can use hits from back then. We can million hits. We can still use that same terminology. But listen, we love what you're doing, and I would like to get some of your material. I have a place where I can play it and really bring out the instrumentation of all of this music. I like to sit back and just absorb it all, because you're like a wealth of information, and the art is right there, and I would like to get into it and share it with other people. Thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you, and let's continue doing it. I'm looking forward to meeting you too.
Same here. It's a pleasure talking to you. All the best.
All right, and come back again, all right?
I definitely will.
You
Thanks
got
for
it.
having me.
Okay, there he is, Electric Jazz Revolution of Unity, Donald Harrison, multi-genre jazz artist, saxophonist. We'll take a quick break. I've got more. Don't move a muscle.
Congratulations, BronxNet, on your 30th anniversary. Bronx Best is my show, and I had a great experience being able to bring my story to the Bronx Network. It's really changed my life, and I look forward to growing with the network, and I think that it's a wonderful place to grow and learn, and I think that everyone should take advantage of all the wonderful programs and things that go on here.
And welcome back. Hey, we're having a good time and hope you are too. Listen, our last guest is a legend in the entertainment industry. She's a triple threat who has conquered the world of Broadway with her prominent roles in productions like Hair and Pearly, seamlessly transitioning into television stardom while creating timeless music hits that spanned over 3 decades. She returns to the stage for a 2-night can't-miss performance. You don't want to miss it. You will be missing something if you do. Please welcome to the show my girl, MELBA MOORE. MELBA, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Bob. Good to see you again.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see you. You know, we run into each other from time to time, and but one of the most memorable is when we did, I think, Hal Jackson's 60th birthday party, when we all got together with Stevie Wonder.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, everybody was there. Stevie Wonder, Valerie Simpson, of course, Hal Jackson's wife, Debbie Jackson, and the whole crew. And we all had a great time. I would just sit back. I was sitting back. I was in awe. I was, and I have some of the pictures. Yeah.
I'm sitting here listening to the other guests that you had, and they are awesome. My goodness.
Yeah, yeah. But, you know, a lot of people are lined up to come on the show, but we're always happy to have you here, you know. You were here a couple of times before, in person.
Right.
But listen, give us a little, I know what you've been through. I know what you have been working on over the years, but just give us a little overview of you for people who don't know, or we got some new listeners, or people who are growing up into what we're doing. Let them know about MELBA MOORE.
Well, right now, if you don't mind, I'd like to kind of focus on what I'm doing now, because it's a really big project for me, and
yeah,
kind of a departure for what I've been doing over the last years. I've really been focused on my recording career. And I got to say thank you to your viewers that have supported me so well, including Dean Nice, and I've gotten a Hollywood star. So I got to say thank you to Mr. Cat Williams and so many other people. Now, I've kind of taken a step. I don't know if it's to the right or to the left, but hopefully it's still forward and upwards to recount some of the wonderful experiences that I've had with Broadway. And it's going to be at a place called 54 Below, which is kind of a wonderful supper club cabaret restaurant that features artists who are essentially known for their work on Broadway or work on Broadway. They don't have to necessarily be well known, but they have to be good performers.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to be featuring music and I guess skits or characterizations from my Broadway plays that I've performed in, like Hair, like Pearly, like Timbuktu. I don't know if people remember or know about Timbuktu, because I starred opposite the great Miss Eartha Kitt, and it was the concept of Jeffrey Holder, whom some people might remember as the Uncola Man.
Yeah, yeah. The Uncola.
Right. Never had us, never will. And the movie Annie.
Yes.
And he was also a great dancer and choreographer, and costumer, just a beautiful, beautiful person too. And he did Timbuktu, and he invited me to star opposite Miss Eartha Kitt, which was just such an amazing performance. And I don't think people know that I performed in musicals like Les Miserables, where I was the very first Black actress to perform the role of Fantine, which is one of the female leads in that huge musical.
Yeah.
And the music is not about Black people, it's about the French Revolution. So it's really unique opportunity for a Black actress to do that. And of course, I became at least pointed out for being the first Black actress to play that role of Fantine. Others have done it since, but I was the first. I want to point those things out.
That's right.
And I also toured in the musical Chicago. I think a lot of people don't know that. Everybody knows, well, almost everybody knows about the musical Chicago.
Yeah.
And I played the role of matron Mama Morton. I was the matron of Murderer's Row. So that was an interesting character. And I also did in company of Ain't Misbehavin', which was a musical autobiography of Bat Wallace. So I want to focus on those things, if I may, today.
Of course. Melba, you've done your thing over the years, and you continue to do so. That's what intrigues a lot of us who will watch you and follow you. It's a wonderful thing just to see you continue on this wonderful journey. So you returned to New York City, the New York City stage. Let's talk about it. Tell us more about it.
I'm not returning to the New York City stage. People will think you're talking about a theater. I'm returning to 54 Below.
54 Below.
Club.
Yes.
Right.
Right. Well, you know, every time we see you, you're on stage. I'll fix it up like that.
You already fixed up. You're okay, Dr. Bob.
So tell us about this. What got you back into it?
That's going to be in March 15th and 16th.
Uh-huh.
At 54 Below, which is a beautiful cabaret restaurant featuring artists from theater. It's not just Broadway, but artists from theater. That's a nice picture of it, I think.
Yeah.
For instance, in Hair, the role was always done by young white women, and they had quite a few do it. But then I auditioned for it and got the female lead, and I wound up kind of inadvertently replacing Diane Keaton because she was one of the ladies who played the role. That's an important opportunity for me.
Yeah.
I got the page of the New York Times saying, basically, a Black woman was now playing that role. And of course, Hair was about hippies and just breaking all the rules. Hair was the first place I know I got a chance to wear an afro because my first job was as a public school music teacher. And back in those days, you had to straighten your hair if you wanted, that was part of the dress code.
Yeah.
I think there's some kind of legal issue being settled now about how you're allowed to wear your hair because we're African Americans. We don't have straight hair, it's still an issue. But Hair was an incredible musical. The song Aquarius was made very famous, I think, by Billy Davis and Marilyn McCoo, the Fifth Dimension. So some of the music came out and became popular on the radio. As I said, I was the first to replace a white actress in a lead role. It led me to, because I hadn't auditioned for a show before. But I got it through a recording session that I was doing with Valerie. That's another story. I won't get into that right now, but it's been interesting. But while I was in Hair, one of the girls reminded me that I didn't know how to audition, so I should take that opportunity to start going around and finding out where to do that. And she said, don't worry about getting the role, just start going around. Anyway, she told me about auditions for what became a huge Black Broadway musical. She said, every Black girl had already auditioned for it. She had, but they still didn't know who they wanted for the part. Well, to make a long story a little bit shorter, I auditioned for it, got the part. I was just trying to figure out how to audition. I wasn't really interested in getting the part.
Yeah.
But the role was Ludi Bell, Gussie Mae Jenkins, and Pearlie, which gave me a Tony Award, which alludes to what you were talking about. It put me on TV, and it really put me on the map. So that was very important. And after I did the Pearlie, I got a call from Jeffrey Holder to do Timbuktu. So that's how I got the third show that I did. And then after that, I was in a little town called Hollywood, Florida, and I was just trying my hand at playwriting. And I put my play up. It was a one-woman play, autobiographical with music, in a little storefront. But the person who was casting for the musical Les Mis came in just to give me some feedback, and I had included a classical song in the show.
Yeah.
So he said, "Oh, I didn't know you knew how to sing classical music. I want you to play the role of Fantine in Les Miserables." So that's how I got to have that opportunity. I was out just trying to expand my borders in terms of what my craft could be, but I didn't have to audition for that either. I still don't know how to audition.
You were in the right place at the right time, and God is good all the time.
All the time.
You're just trying to say, "Hey, let me learn this thing," and they said, "No, you can learn it, but we want you in this."
Yeah, and they were basically saying, you have the craft of that type of singing,
Yeah.
and we'll give you good directors, we'll teach you the role, and we'll actually help groom you in your craft of acting. And of course, he knew me from Pearlie, so he knew my history, that I was not a trained actor. But you're right, getting into the right place in the right time by the hand of God. You don't know it, you've got some basics, and you really don't mind working and learning. They'll teach you. So that's what's happened. I've been learning on the job.
So we're all going to meet on this date, the 15th and the 16th, right? It's 2 nights only?
Right. Well, to begin with, I'm sure they'll call me back if you come and support me.
You got that right. We're going to call you back. So any plans beyond this? But tell us, where can we get tickets and everything? Is it, are we going to post this up? Our producers are probably going to post it up too.
If you do that, yes. I don't have the exact information, but it's easy to get.
We got that. We're going to hook all of that up.
Okay,
54below.org/events/MELBA MOORE.
Yeah.
We'll hook all of that up. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see you.
But things coming forward, well, not just coming forward. I want to say thank you to everybody for supporting my current album, which is called Imagine. And the executive director is my daughter. Her name is Charlie Huggins, and it's her label. So I'm connecting with the next generation, of course, and she's giving me her wisdom and her ideas about what I should be singing, the image I should be projecting now. And that's been doing very well. And the single from it is called So in Love. It's been going to the top of the charts. So I'll be touring, supporting that album and singing the songs from those singles in that song. And I'm also have in production a one-woman play with music called Still Standing, the MELBA MOORE story.
Beautiful. I love it. Melba, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope to see you soon, though. We're going to come down the 15th and the 16th, all right?
Please do.
Yes. MELBA MOORE, singer, actress. Imagine all the things that she's doing. We want to get involved and stay involved with MELBA MOORE from Broadway with Love. Thank you, Melba.
Thank you.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank our guests for joining us, you, our viewers, for tuning in and checking it all out. You can follow us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. Thank you for letting me share in this space and time with you. And always remember, whether you say yes or you say no, either way, you're right. So say you can, and you will. All right? Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let the choice control the chooser. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day, and I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. Catch you another day, another way. I love you all. Peace.